Hi, my friend, and welcome back to another Joy Moment with Jen. I'm so happy to be with you today. I want to share with you, last week I had the opportunity to go and speak at a women's event. I was blessed to have this opportunity, and I got to share about my joy killers and my joy creators at this event. And it was a wonderful time. I also got to perform again with my friend Matt. That was wonderful. But someone in the audience, one of my sweet friends, after I presented my joy killers and my joy creators, she raised her hand and said, "You know what? I need to add to that joy killer list. There's another one that just kills joy." And she suggested to add the word worry. And as I thought about it all week, I thought, oh, that is so true. Worry and fear can totally kill our joy. Totally. So I've been thinking about this so much, and I thought, boy, sometimes some of us can be a worrywart or a nervous Nelly or a fearful Fred, and we let these worries and these fears paralyze us from moving forward or from having joy in our life. We don't let ourselves experience some great things because of worry and fear. And yes, gentlemen, fear is the absence of faith. And so as I've been thinking about this all week and just thinking about how worry can totally really paralyze us and keep us from doing something amazing or wonderful or extraordinary because of the fear of rejection or the worry of looking silly in front of people or maybe just feeling like we can't do it or feeling scared of whatever it is. These worries can totally hold us back and keep us from experiencing joy and having an extraordinary life and blessing other people's lives through our abilities and our knowledge and our experience. So that darn worry and fear can totally be a joy killer in every way. Sometimes I struggle with the feeling of wanting to be perfect or do something perfectly. I love my sister-in-law, Jenna. She's a great example of this to me. When my kids were little, they would want to do messy crafts and things. And I struggled with that because I wanted it to be perfect and I wanted it to be neat and orderly. And I held myself back from allowing them to experience some of these fun, wonderful things simply because of the worry. Or I remember after having my first child and my husband went back to work the day when it was time for him to go back to work. And I remember being filled with worry. What if something happened to him and I was left with this baby all by myself? There are worries that we have that fill us, that totally can paralyze us and hold us back in so many ways. I love the beautiful serenity prayer that says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That is the power that comes here when you experience worry. The remedy for worry and fear is faith and action. If you struggle with worry, write down a list of your worries and look at them, and with wisdom from God, decide, is this a worry I can do something about? Is this a worry that I have control over? Is this something that I can change? And if it is, act on it. Do something about it. If you've been worried about making that doctor's appointment, call today and make the doctor's appointment. If you have been worried about having a serious conversation with a spouse or a child or a friend, do something today. Have that conversation today. If there has been worry in your heart and fear that you're struggling with, act today if it is within your control to do something about it. And the joy will come back in your heart. I tell you, every single time before I press go live on here, I have worry in my heart. But as soon as I press the go live, the worry goes away because I've done an action to make it go away. But also on the flip side, we do have worries that we cannot control, that we can't do anything about. I worry about my husband getting to work safely. I cannot protect that car. I cannot get in there and put a bubble around it and make sure he gets there safely. I have to give that to God. And I have to have the faith that he will protect him and that everything will be okay. We have those worries that we cannot control, that we cannot do anything about, no matter how much we worry. And sometimes I think when we worry, it's like our brain thinks if we worry about it, we can make it not happen. We can protect ourselves from letting that happen. Somehow our brain makes us think that. And really what it ends up being is just a pattern of worry. If we're a chronic worrier, our brain has created a pattern where we just simply go right back to that way of thinking, that way of dealing, that way of coping. And it just becomes a pattern or a habit. And the beautiful thing about that is you can change that. When there is something that is without your control, you've got to give it to God and let him take that worry from your heart so you can have that peace and that joy. Faith is so a joy creator. Action is so a joy creator. I encourage you to write that list. If you struggle with worries, write it down and look at it and use that wisdom to decide, is this something I can do something about? Is this a worry I have control over? And if it is, do something about it today or this week. Set a goal and do something. And each time a worry comes up, do that for yourself. See if it's something that you have control over, that you can change, that you can influence, that you can affect, that you can do something about and act on it. Change it. The fear, the worry, act on it. Do it today. And if it's something that you cannot control, something that you cannot change, have the faith to give it to God and let him take that worry from you and fill your soul with peace and with joy. I loved that blessing from my friend who shared that with me and said, you got to add this to your lists. And so I have updated my list, Laurie. They're new and they say the new words. So I will add them in the comments. So in the Joy Killers, I've added worry and fear. And on the Joy Creators list, I have added faith and action. I encourage you today, my friends, to let go of these worries. Do something about these worries and fears. Act on them if it's within your power and within your control. But if it is not within your control and within your power to do anything about, give it to God. Pray to him and ask him to take that worry and that fear from your heart. And then have the faith that he will and move forward and focus on another joy creator to fill your life with so that worry and that fear dissipates and you can fill your life with light and with joy and with happiness. Thank you for spending this moment with me. I sure enjoy my Wednesdays when I get to have the opportunity to grow and to feel joy with each of you. Thank you for being with me. And remember to be kind to yourself, to serve others, and to create joy in your life. Until next time, have a beautiful day, my friends.